Alrighty, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ranger Room. I'm your host, Cade Kennedy, alongside co-host Andrew Santangelo, and joining us this evening, our special guest, head coach of the Rangers, Matt Walter. How are you this evening?
I'm good. We just got done practice. Pretty good day.
Alrighty. You have anything to add, Andrew?
Coach. I'm sure you're looking forward to this season after what happened last year. Obviously, we don't have to get into all that. We're just kind of talk about the transition from what happened last year into this upcoming year, and what's kind of happening through the fall camp and the summer camp and all that, and what's getting you ready for this week.
Yeah, I think you'd be hard pressed not to talk about last year a little bit, just because these kids they spent a whole year, in football especially, because they didn't get to play any. They didn't get to play in the spring, because some unfortunate things that happened. Even though we had 4 games scheduled, and then didn't get to play obviously last fall. So in that sport, they haven't played in 660 something days. So it's they're chomping at the bit to play. Seeing all their friends and their girlfriends and stuff get to play their sports as well, and support them. They enjoyed that part of it, but I think it's been a long time coming for these guys, and the summer was great. The off season was great. It's just keeping them engaged for that long a time, just working out and not getting to compete is pretty difficult. They did a great job with it. They did a great job focused on the eventuality of playing a game, even though they knew it was a far away back in 2020 when they canceled the season. Understanding that they weren't going to play really for anything till August of 2021 or September 2nd, this Thursday, 2021. So I think it's been, leading up to it's just building. So you can tell the excitement's excitement levels getting higher and higher and higher as we get closer to kickoff, which is what we're right at 3 days away.
Yeah,
so.
3 days away. I can't.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait.
Right, I know. Yeah, me either.
I just cannot believe we are finally here. Now, one thing I want to ask you, what are you most looking forward to this season?
Oh, well, game one. Game one, just actually seeing the ball kicked off, as far as football personally, since, 1990, I think was my first year of playing. So since 1990, it's been 31 years, been a part of my life, a very consistent part of my life. And then, it getting not having it. We had it in terms of we still got to see the players and we still got to do some practicing, but not having those competitions on competition day, whether it was Friday night in high school or college on Saturdays, in this case Thursday night. It's hard to have that, not be a part of it. It was weird. Is the best way to put it. So, leading up to this game and getting that first kickoff off is what I'm looking forward to the most personally. And then of course for our players, just getting them out there and getting to compete against someone else and doing the thing that they love to do.
Coach, obviously you mentioned already. Talked about how all the other sports got a chance to play. Football did not. So talk about what it's going to be like on Thursday to get that fan atmosphere back. Obviously, no restrictions so far this year, and you're going to have everyone back in-house. I know being in the ticket department right now that the tier spots are completely sold out in the first 2 tiers and everything, and I know the crowd's going to be ready to go. And talk about the special Thursday evening as well, as it's going to be a blackout for those fans who are attending. Make sure you come out and wear your black.
I think Thursday nights are awesome, especially kicking off the season with the Thursday night right after school's out and after these players or the fans get to, right after work and just having a Thursday night games. Night games in college, regardless, are special because you have those Friday night games and everybody remembers those as players. And then at college, all of a sudden, they're on the afternoon mostly, Saturday afternoons for the most part. So having a night game special, night game at home, opening up on a Thursday night, having the blackout, because we'll be wearing all black as well, is just something. It's kind of tradition and throwback from when I played here. We'd wear home games, would be all blacked out, and it's just kind of that color and that intimidating look, and I think that the excitement around it's really building and more I'm around town, the more people ask me about it, and it's kind of like, they're like, hey, it's really going to happen, So I'm pretty excited about that and the things that are going to come with it on Thursday night.
All right, now that we've talked about the players, who are some players that it's been a few years? Who's going to make some plays for us?
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's been a few years. That's right. It's crazy. Just a side note, a little bit. We trade our two deeps. The first and second strings on both sides of the ball with the other team. And last night when I got the Southern Arcs, I didn't recognize half the names. Um, and then you go and look at the rosters and shoot, over 50% of their roster is different. It's new. It's just you don't know exactly what they have and what to expect from their guys, and just like they don't know from us. We got we got three classes of freshmen. The way if you look at it, three classes of freshmen. So it's kind of interesting to look at that dynamic because no one's ever had to deal with that before. So I think that Thursday night you're going to see some of the guys that played in 2019. Callion Baker as running back has got a lot of playing time since his freshman year of 2018. Tanner Clarkston, Gavin Garner, who's been a mainstay for us for 4 or 5 years at receiver. Defensively, James Ellis, Chima Oz, Nehemiah Lewis, Brian Holiday, Anthony Cochran. These guys, Alex Aaron, those guys have had a lot of playing time. Dax Benway, a lot of playing time in 2019, although a couple of those guys were freshmen in 2019. So you expect those guys to have big years and provide some leadership to this young team.
Talking about big players and everything, obviously you got the obvious goals of winning the conference and everything. But what are some team goals outside of those obvious things that you as a coach and the team as a whole are looking forward to this season and accomplishing?
Well, I'd be remiss if I said anything but winning is on the mind. So just we always want to win at home and we want to win our conference, of course, like you said. And I guess those are obvious things that you want to do. As far as just team wise, I mean, you just want to get better every week. Get better every week, every day, so you can see what you can be by the end of the year. Because as most teams go, as long as you stay, of course we want to stay healthy. As most teams go along in the year, they get better, and that's our goal is to be better and be the best versions of ourselves. Week 11 be better than we were week 1, and keep getting better every week. And I know that's a coach speak and cliche, but if you're not doing that, nothing else is going to matter anyway. So we got to focus on that and then move from there. Obviously, from a coaching point of view, we're still recruiting during the year and trying to still bring the best recruits in possible we can. And during the mid-year we'll still bring in a couple guys, but those high school recruits, we've been recruiting really hard all summer, and for that 2022 class, and keep building and adding to your roster better players.
Now, moving from point to point here, looking at the coaches poll for the Great American Conference, I was personally shocked a little bit to see some teams that we beat in 2019 that have somehow jumped us. How do you use that as motivation for this season?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Motivation's fleeting when it's stuff like that. When you're talking about bulletin board material, it's very fleeting because, no one's seen anyone. People played in the spring, but when you played in the spring, a lot of things were different. Had a lot of guys out. Some of those teams played in the spring. However, we did not play a game. So what you're looking at and what you saw, whether it was score-wise or you actually got some game tape and got to watch them, was you don't know what you had. You don't know what they held out. You don't know what their opponents held out that played them. So I think it's I went strictly off of – when I voted strictly off of records from the year before, from 2019, the year that we actually played the last time. Some people might have gone off of some of the things that happened in the spring. I don't know. I can't speak for them. But all I do know is we haven't played since 2019. So I think you got to put those teams that have been the powerhouses throughout the years, at the top, and then kind of look at what happened in 2019 and kind of see where the trends are. You could be upset about some teams that we had beat, for several years actually in a row, or especially past couple years, if they got put ahead of you. You can look at it that way, but I just don't think that kind of motivation is very fleeting. And if you're looking for that to make a difference in a win or loss, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Okay.
And then, you look at the schedule. You open up at home here Thursday evening at 6. You go on the road for 2 games, come back home, then even end the season at home as well against Southwestern. Talk about the schedule as a whole kind of coming up in this year to preview the whole season.
Yeah, in this league, I mean, we've been every place, because all we do is play our league, our conference schedule for our 11 games, which is kind of different than most other divisions. But for us, we're very familiar and very comfortable with the travel schedule. Our players that have been here know it. It's not something that they got to get used to over and over again. They know the routine. I think, athletes are very routine oriented. They want that same routine over and over and over, and they get that. We got 6 games at home, which you love playing at home, and it's very hard to play here. People do not like coming here, and we use that as a definite home field advantage, and we love playing at home. And having 6 games at home is always great. We also know that that's a every other year thing. We're going to have 6 games on the road next year, so it kind of, I don't really look at it as back to back. Where do we go? I think that anytime you have the 6 home games is a year that you really want to embrace and um, relish, because you get to play in front of your fans for six times. Where we go, it's the same every year. So it's not like maybe we could go out and get an out of conference game and travel somewhere we've never been. Might look at it as a kind of a good or a cool trip. Like you've been able to do in the past. But in our league, we know where we're going, so we use that as our advantage, that we have the familiarity with the travel schedule and where we're going, and the hotels we stay in, they're the same. So the players know, exactly where the meeting rooms are. They know where the dining rooms are. So, that's a good thing about being in a conference only schedule. The hard thing about that is if you're looking at the schedule as a whole, you basically start playoffs week 1. I mean, more or less. I'm not saying that it's when the season's done at all, but it is very important to look at every game as a kind of a must win. And the schedules for our league, our league's tough from top to bottom. Anybody has beaten anybody on any given night. That's happened the last couple of years. So you got to be ready to come and play every week.
So with that being said, with all the familiar kind of places, do you have a favorite road spot kind of, or like a favorite place to eat, getting away from football for a little bit?
No.
On the road? No.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm trying to. I definitely want to talk down on any team in terms of their location or anything like that. I know we have a tough. I like the fact that we have the toughest place probably to play on the road. It's the farthest trip for everybody for the most part. That's an advantage for us. Anytime we go anywhere, it's pretty long for us. So if I ever hear anybody complaining about travel, I'm like, hey, talk to someone else. Don't talk to me about that. That's not that's something that you got to just embrace and roll with, and we do. I mean, I like playing in state. I mean, I just like the in-state competition and nothing obviously against Arkansas schools. They've been very, very good and won the conference, pretty much every year in its inception. Somebody from that side's won it. But we're looking to change that, and everybody in Oklahoma's looking to change that. But I do like playing in state just for the simple fact that it's in state, and you got some recruiting, wars there, and you're going to have some of the players on their game day visits. Say you go and visit an Oklahoma Baptist, or I know Southwestern comes to us, but every year when we do go to Southwestern, they have a bunch of recruits up, and they're of the same recruits we're recruiting. So you have a good showing, and you might have a inside track on that recruit. So I think that's playing in state, would be, if I had to point out a reason why, that's why. Whether you're going to Russellville or Arkadelphia or Searcy or Monticello or Magnolia, and on that side on the Arkansas side, it's not like I have a favorite place to go to.
Now, we talked about some of the advantages earlier, such as playing at home. What are some strengths of this team this year?
Man, I'm telling you, dealing with adversity, just mindset, the mindset of no matter what happens, play on, go next one, best one. I've been talking about that a lot as a team. No matter what happens, you can't do anything about what has already happened. You got to look forward and learn from the past, but look forward and next one, best one, next one's up. So I love our mindset, our mentality, our mental strength. It's something we've worked on a lot. I think our physical strength, obviously, with our strength coach, Coach Ducart's been awesome. They've had an awesome off season, great improvements. But for us, I really think that just their ability to handle adversity and the things that, we've had to deal with COVID, and I know everybody's had to deal with stuff, across the league, every school, and I don't know what every school's had to deal with, but I do know our guys, and our guys have been through a lot, and they always seem to bounce back and really show that excitement to work at their craft and play, the next practice and go to the next meeting and go to the next strength and conditioning session with an energy and a ability to focus in and do that next rep, whatever that next rep may be, whether it's in school or football or strength and conditioning or film room or whatever it may be. I think that's a big strength of ours.
Again, we're here with the head coach of the Northwestern Oklahoma State football team, Matt Walter. Getting ready for this upcoming season. First game, again, is on Thursday at 6 o'clock this week. Again, it's a blackout, so come out and support the Rangers. The last question I have, let's kind of preview the opponent a little bit. Southern Arkansas is coming into town. You mentioned they have a lot of new faces. What can we expect out of them kind of in this game?
Well, they've always been on defense, always been a physical defense, really good at the D-line. Their defensive coordinator, Cade, with me here. His name's Chad Adams, so we know each other pretty well. Competed against each other when he was at Ouachita Baptist as well. So there's some familiarity there on both sides. I know they're going to be well coached. I don't know much about their new head coach. Have never met him. Met him on Zoom for the first time last week. So I'm looking forward to meeting him. Just we always know the head coaches always kind of know each other a little bit. I'm looking forward to. He comes from Colorado Pueblo. It was his. He was the offense coordinator there before he got hired by Southern Arkansas. So I know that they're going to be multiple with their offense and try to challenge our defense with multiple formations and try to establish a run. I think so it'll be interesting to see, just since nobody really has film of each other for the last 2 years. So it's kind of interesting that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a new frontier for both sides, and I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
A lot of surprises for everybody, right?
That's right, and that's a good thing.
All righty. Well, do we have any other final comments here, or?
I'd like to say, hey, come enjoy the pageantry of a college football game. If you're here in Alva, you're blessed to have a college football team here and enjoy it. Come out, come see us. We need all the support we can get, and we want you guys to be loud and like I said, intimidating, black it out. So I'm excited, and come cheer us on.
Absolutely. I can't wait for Thursday night to be here. I know I can't.
Neither can I.
Appreciate you guys.
No, thank you, Coach Walter, for joining us here this evening. I know you've had a busy schedule getting ready for this week, so thanks for joining us.
That's right. Thank you.